Sorry for the early rustling. Just getting situated. Welcome. Let me set up my chat here so I don't miss anything. So I did some pre-arranging for this next section. I'm still holding for Def's vocal. Still haven't gotten a workable version of that. I realized that I had one that was like muted, but we'll get started anyway because I'm kind of into this beat. I guess I was thinking of something kind of like, it's still forming in my head, but I guess the first idea is kind of like Flying Lotus. In this case, I'm looking to do, testing it out. I'm going to have this play the second time, have this play the first time. Yeah, that's what I want to hear. Burial vibes, yes. Maybe a little less aggressive on the LFO. I want it to be longer. Maybe depth goes up. prefer. I was also thinking of doing like a square, but I'm worried that square is too aggressive for this. I don't think it's in time. I think that's what's bothering me. Hold on. The LFO is set to trig 32. Ah, it needs to be 32, 32. Yeah, I was trying to play with the bass. Hey Nick, I was trying to play with the bass a little more on this track by having the kick do like a light pitch sweep. So let's just single that out for a second. Basically, want to create a pitch sweep down at a certain speed that it only plays once every trig, and just something light that makes it feel like it's moving. And actually, instead of pitch, I want to do rate, because rate is less artifacty than using pitch if it's time stretched. Not hearing it at all. Why is that? Why is my rate not going down? If I do trig, does it do it? I think I have to reduce my rate by a little bit so I can get the effect. There we go. I should also wear headphones because this is kind of hard to hear. BRB. they're right here. I actually like this better the first time. And also, now that I have headphones on, kind of want to clear this out a little bit so that it's not taking up so much space. And actually, I'm going to use this twice. So I am clocking, I basically set up the Octatrack at 72 BPM, and then I set up the OP1 at 72 as well. And then I just kind of earball it. Is my video showing up okay? Let me check this real quick. Yes, okay. How's everyone seeing my video? Is it all right? Because I'm looking at my own YouTube thing and it's showing it being very jumpy at the moment. Oh, okay. And it should be actually higher resolution because I did some setting changes in OBS, so hopefully that's better. Yeah. Hey, Annabelle and Def. Okay. I'm gonna grab a vocal real quick that Annabelle just sent. Oh, I have to plug it in. Thanks for the reminder, by the way, Nick. I will clear the cache for sure. Cache. All right. Kenny is up to a new writing from the same set as last time. This one's from Def, the guy who did the poem here. And I made this kind of James Blakey kind of beat. James Blake, Flying Lotus, I don't know. I'm just saying people I like. And we're going to see if it fits because I actually haven't heard this before, so I'll be playing this for the first time here.
I've been asked about it.
Oh, it's already playing.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked about how do I move through this world with no knowing. This knowing. I've been asked about
Is there two?
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked.
I mean, it's kind of cool. Are you seeing this, Annabelle? There's two at the same time, I think. I don't think it's a delay, but it might be.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked about how do I move through this world with this knowing paradigm, through a paradigm, knowing of a paradigm that is designed for my destruction. I believe the knowing that I'm not supposed to daily middle.
Oh, it's actually playing together. This is the one file.
I've been asked about
So I think they were bounced together into one file.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked about how do I
But I can mess with this for now. If you guys want to send me over a fresh copy.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked about how do I move through this world with this knowing paradigm, through a paradigm, knowing of a paradigm that is designed for my destruction. I believe the knowing that I'm not supposed that I'm not to those notions is a daily. I refuse to put my already vulnerable people in more danger by arming my music with aimless anger, activating my music with aimless anger, activating them with.
So for the moment, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna save a copy of this. I'm gonna do this with a loop. Oh, that's cool. Why did that happen? Oh, because there was already some kind of a filter here. It's actually a little too precise, I think. Yeah, I want it to be a little more laid back. Shit. New file incoming. Give me a sec. Did they really? Can you send a link to that actually, Nick? Thanks. That's really cool. I hope they're Creative Commons open. That'd be amazing. Spoken word. Is that like from speeches and stuff? Yeah, so let's check this out.
I've been asked about anger a lot.
Sweet, thank you.
I've been asked about.
So, what am I gonna do?
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked about how do I move through the world with this knowing through a paradigm, this knowing of a paradigm designed for my destruction. I believe the knowing that I'm not supposed to be here is a daily middle finger to those notions. I refuse to put my already vulnerable people in danger by arming my music with aimless anger, activating them without taking into account that ammunition and violence is not taboo. Anger is one stop on a train that is a range of emotions. It can be the start, but not the destination. I'm angry, but
What happened to my beat? Why did my beat disappear?
I've been asked about anger a lot this week.
Yeah, so I was thinking of doing this kind of Flying Lotus type intro bass line here, but we'll see. What was I gonna do first? Figure out where the kick went, right? I feel like I went over here. Oh, maybe the volume, maybe the filter. This is also kind of influenced by my interest in Andy Stott, if anybody's heard of Andy Stott. Oh, is it because... No. What the hell? My scene's not showing anything. Miss. Slice. It's on. If I play the slice, it's on. But if I trigger it... Maybe if I just reset the part and see what happens. For some reason, my kick seems to have vanished. I'm just going to reload this project. It's been some weird technical things this morning. Anywho, how's everyone doing today? It's a hot day in LA. I should open this window actually. Nice. No, didn't fix it. What could be the problem? Now if I change this to... Nothing's playing out of this track now. What if I switch it to... So now I'm really confused because... filter is open, the volume is normal, the ADSR is normal. Slice 1. It's like a bit of filter on these, but that shouldn't be a problem. Now if I were to put this over here, nothing's playing out of track 4 now. What is wrong with track 4? Does that have to do with my fader fox? And what about the other tracks? If I went to... Oh, wow. Every track that uses this is not working anymore. What happened? It's a cool beat though. I basically just reloaded it because I'm trying to troubleshoot why track 4 is just not working on any of my projects. Like, this is the first thing I did on here, and there should be a kick in this section. And if I even set it to a different, it still won't play anything. That's never happened before. I think I'm going to turn it off and turn it on again. It's gotten to that point. I did mess with pass, but the problem, I mean, the thing with this is the kick doesn't actually have a delay on it. It has a reverb, so it can't be locked. Ah, turned it off and on. When in doubt. Still not sure if I want this to be a square. Yeah, I kind of want it to be subtle. And then I'm gonna copy and paste this here because I want to try a bass line now that we've got that cleared up. And then also I'm gonna record this real quick, sorry.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked about
So, per our previous discussion, I'm going to save a copy. And then instead of saving and assigning it, I'm just going to assign it myself so that I know exactly where it is, where I put it. And what bank are we in? 8? I guess I can put that in 80 to keep track of it. I have to go to my project, which is called here, and assign it. I kind of wish it could loop on that weird cycle. I mean, I guess I could, but I mean, we'll do it just to see what it sounds like. But the problem is it'll still repeat on the 64. Oh. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad I'm not on a stage right now. Okay, so what I need to do now is that. Put it right on the beat and start it here. Actually, that might have been a mistake. How do I fix this? There. Cool. So basically I'm just making a pattern that doesn't feel as like right on where you can hear it repeat. I basically set the pattern so that it's 18 steps. I started it here and I started it without that silence so that when it does loop it goes right on that. So you'll notice it repeats after 18. Because I'm pretty sure I found exactly where, based on just hearing it, I found where the loop repeats, and it's like, one of the things I like about the OP one is it creates these arpeggios that I never really figured out like how many steps it is, or, and I'd kind of rather not know, but I do like that effect of just not knowing where it's going to loop. So I'm just putting this back further so that I can try this other idea I had in mind. Now, where do I have space for it is the question. What is this? 19? Now, what if I... No, I can't. What if I replace this with 19 so that it plays on this track? Why didn't it work? Cool, into that. So now we've consolidated the clap from this track into track 3, and now we can use track 3 for a bass. The bass I can load because I have enough room for at least that, I hope. Let's hope so. Because it's a single hit, so it won't be a very big file size. And I have been running short on file size. What I want is... Where is it? Somebody uploaded on Reddit like a whole pack of, oh, this one, Principal Pleasure Studios. It was like their studio's library of like synth notes. But I'm looking for like a, I mean, do they have Moogs in here? They don't have Moogs. What kind of, oh, Voyager, sweet. Yeah, I should probably dive into this and actually make it useful so I don't have to do this every time. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to go higher so that I can... Yeah, I dusted it. I actually posted in my Instagram story a thing of me dusting it because I was like, oh shit, I gotta remember to clean this thing. I'm just doing that so I can hear it. That is not the bass line. So what I like about this, which, you know, might not be the first instinct, but I like that it has this closing filter, but I want to add an opening filter to the beginning of it and then have the natural sounds closed filter apply afterwards. Yeah. Is that powerful enough though, is my question. That's kind of nice. Then I'm gonna do bump bump bump. It's having trouble competing with all the sounds going on. I might need a better bass, honestly. Samples from Mars. Good old samples from Mars. Just sub. Honestly, that's probably what I need. Yeah, let's try with that octave. And then I'm gonna add a lo-fi. Pitch this up. It's a C, so I need it to be a D, up 2 semitones, and then 5 semitones to get to the F, and then 9 semitones to get to the A. Do this the second time. I might be trying to stack too much bass in this track. I wouldn't be the first. I should shave this off.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked about how do I move through the world with this knowing?
This knowing through a paradigm, this knowing of a paradigm designed for my destruction. I believe the knowing. I believe the knowing that I'm not supposed to be here is a daily middle finger to those notions. I refuse to put my already vulnerable people in danger by arming my music with aimless anger, activating them without taking into account that ammunition and violence is not taboo. Anger is one stop on a train that is a range of emotions. It can be the start, but not the destination. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry, but what do I need more of to exist? I need love. And I was asked this week what love is, and I spoke amazed to an answer I believe in at this moment. It's that love is synonym for anything that allows you to see another tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I want this to be every third out of 4, actually. Yeah, so it's a little bit less common than the every other approach I've been doing. Let's just also start and listen to how this sounds.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked about how do I move through the world with this knowing through a paradigm.
Yeah, this needs to be done in real time, actually, because I think based on the way that it's delivered, there's just like, sometimes it helps to get the full message across. I'm talking about the phrasing of the poem.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked about how do I move through the world with this knowing through a paradigm this knowing of a paradigm designed for my destruction. I believe the knowing. I believe the knowing that I'm not supposed to be here is a daily middle finger to those notions. I refuse to put my already vulnerable people in danger by arming my music with aimless anger, activating them without taking into account that ammunition and violence is not taboo. Anger is one stop on a train that is a range of emotions. It can be the start, but not the destiny. I've been asked about anger a lot this week.
Oh, this needs to be turned off. Cool.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked about how do I move through the world with this knowing through a paradigm, this knowing of a paradigm designed for my destruction. I believe the knowing. I believe the knowing that I'm not supposed to be here is a daily middle finger to those notions. I refuse to put my already vulnerable people in danger by arming my music with aimless anger, activating them without taking into account that ammunition and violence is not taboo. Anger is one stop on a train that is a range of emotions. It can be the start, but not the destination. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry, but what do I need more of to exist? I need love. And I was asked this week what love is, and I spoke amazed to an answer I believe in at this moment. It's that love is synonym for anything that allows you to see another tomorrow.
Oops. I think also one of the things I'm noticing about this is I played it more roughly and then I ended up syncing it to the sequencer. So in order to fix that, I'm going to move this back a little bit. Now, what if I made this too low? What if it was upper? Nope. Yeah, that'll be for later me to figure out how to make those basses play together, but
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked about how do I move through the world with this knowing through a paradigm, this knowing of a paradigm designed for my destruction. I believe the knowing. I believe the knowing that I'm not supposed to be here is a daily middle finger to those notions. I refuse to put my already vulnerable people in danger by arming my music with aimless anger, activating them without taking into account that ammunition and violence is not taboo. Anger is one stop on a train that is a range of emotions. It can be the start, but not the destination. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm angry, but what do I need more of to exist? I need love.
I was also enjoying how this thing sounds pitched down. I played it for a second. And I'm going to upload one more file real quick. Cool. I've got take 2 here, which we're gonna try. This song is the sort of the repeated clappy bit kind of reminds me of I think Pretty Boy Strut by Flying Lotus. I'll play that real quick. That is if YouTube lets me. Is it Pretty Boy Strut? I looked it up and I'm not getting the something strut. Putty Boy Strut. But a lot of differences, of course. Actually, I kind of liked just now hearing just this ARP thing play for a little bit and then having it stop for a second, maybe. Actually, instead of doing it as volume changes, I'm going to do rate because I like the way that kind of like... I just like the idea of stopping time. I think that's a cool concept that you can do in the Octatrack. Except I need to stop that one note from playing. So how am I going to do that? Maybe do this and then give it like a very light release. Cool, into that. think I'm going to set this to 3 out of 4 again. Oh, and there was a clap here, right?
I've been asked about anger a lot this week.
Where is that? Yeah, it's this one. So, well...
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked, how do I move through this world with this knowing? This knowing through a paradigm.
Yeah, so I'm going to put this on the second one.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked, how do I move through this world with this knowing? This knowing through.
And I've also noticed that it helps to have a compressor on these. Probably because I haven't, delved into them on Ableton first, which is also a valid option. Just like fix it in Ableton, then put it in here. But I just kind of threw this on.
I've been asked about anger.
Why is it doing that?
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked, how do I move through this world with this knowing? This knowing through a paradigm that is designed for my destruction.
Do I want a light reverb?
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked, how do I move through this world with this knowing? This knowing through a paradigm that is designed for my destruction.
I'm kind of into making this reverb, setting the reverb to send, and then giving the clap just like a little dose of reverb. Or maybe the second one stays dry. Why not? I'm really into that sub, actually. I only want it to last this bar. Yeah, sweet. Where are the vocals from? Yeah, so basically, Kit Kat asked where the vocals are from and if this was recorded from one of your collaborators and sent to you. Yeah, I basically set up a Google Drive and was just like, hey, throw some stuff in here. I don't ask them to prepare the samples, mainly because we were talking about how, like, you can just kind of build a world around a weird recording. So I would recommend doing that. There's no specific tempo. These are just kind of poems. Or they're not even poems sometimes. They're just, writings, reflections people had. Some of them are tempo-based, and if that's the case, I usually tell them to write the tempo into the file name. But, yeah, and ideally, they would start on the one so that I could just throw it in at that point. But I like to mess with different sounds. I like to just have them send whatever they had. Like Kiana had a track. Was it this one? No, it wasn't. One of my friends sent in a file that was from a phone, and it actually sounds really cool. I just threw a tight filter on it, and actually the thing is I put it through Ableton first. So I mean, I'll come up with a sound for the file if it doesn't sound exactly how I want it to sound, or if it's not clean or something, and then I'll like play with it. Like for example, with the phone thing, I threw it into the RC20 and did some filtering and compression to it to remove the sound and clean it up a little bit, and then I kind of like went in here and
I feel everything that I hoped I would, and above all, I'm thankful. The sky is the same size wherever you go.
yeah, so that's actually from a phone, and there were like cars driving by and stuff. But yeah, if you can process it a little bit, and you have some kind of vision for what you think it might sound like, that's a good place to start. I have this LFO running on this thing so that I can pick different samples, but I'm wondering if it'll sound okay if I don't do that. Yeah, I think I like that better actually. Sweet. Oh, you know what I can do? I can do it one way this time. So this is what, sample 2. This one can be just like sample 3. Because, okay, so the source material of this is like... So there's a bunch of different options here. And originally I was like, oh, what if I have the Octatrack randomize which one it chooses? But that's not really doing it for me right now. So maybe I'll just give it that. So now it's doing slice 4, and the first set is doing slice like 2. You know, another thing I could do, which is kind of wild, is... that's not worth it. Never mind. 5...
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked, how do I move through this world with this knowing? This knowing through a paradigm that is designed for my destruction.
I didn't do it in time. So, I need to bring that back, obviously. Where is it? Here? No, it's actually in there. Oh, shit. Well, so I'm gonna have to make some space. Yeah, so basically I created a gap and then I put a copy of pattern 1 in there because I want to play with this idea more.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked.
So what I want...
I've been asked about anger a lot.
And this is part 1.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week.
What's interesting is that I've actually realized that there are certain elements of part 2 that I want in part 1. But let me see, like for example the bass is something I really want. So I think I'm just going to copy part 2's bass, which is done by holding function and pressing copy. And then go to pattern 3, which has part 1, and paste that in. And then I'm also going to do the same thing with the pattern, because I really like this. And then just put that in 3. And actually, one thing that I thought was kind of cool about this first section here was also this sample. Oh shit. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm taking this track and pasting it into this. Oh, I think I know where this is going in my head. So cool! Oh my god. I'm really into that shit. You know, I was just going to change the bass line and it would have completely ruined what just happened here. I was going to change the bass line so that it matched the notes in the arpeggiator, but I really don't want it to anymore. Now I just need to find the right instrument for that. Nope. So another secret ingredient on this right now is the electron analog heat, which I threw a tiny little bit of, a generous bit of saturation on. So some of that crunch you're hearing is in there, although there is an additional layer of crunch on the arpeggio and also on the bass. What can I say? I'm a fan of crunch. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, because in my head it's more like a cascading downward kind of music theory type. So I'm on my OB6 now, so if it's like maybe? No, that's not right. Yeah, so if we were taking it as though there was a bass line on that, you would have like the lowest note at least, not the bass line. And you can do that by adding chords on top, so like Yeah, just kind of like adding these really weird, ambiguous circular chords. And actually, this reminds me that we were listening to that crazy album by what was her name? Dos Santos, something Dos Santos. Carol de los Santos? Charlotte Dos Santos. Let me send this to you guys. Because I feel like there's this churchy but also like spacey vibe that I just kind of like hit on that reminds me of that. And I feel like maybe that kind of made its way into what I was doing today, and I didn't even realize it. Santos. Helio is a good one. Yeah, okay. So just like check out this video. Where is it? Okay. Cool. And it's got this kind of like circular thing where you don't really know where it's going to go, but it is still repetitive. That's pretty magnetic. So I'm going to try. I mean, what's cool is I already captured it, so I can watch this later and be like, that's what I did. So what I want is F, and then an E minor, and then an F, and then maybe like a G. Because then that also leads you back into... Because you could also do kind of like a... If you did it that sparsely, it would sound kind of like Beach House a little bit. Maybe if let's see what it sounds like if I speed it up by half or double the speed. Yeah, see, it doesn't line up because the stuff going on in here, the who's are changing on every 2 bars, and I'm trying to change every bar. So I really do like this chord progression. Just kind of keep it slow. So now we have to hear what it sounds like with the vocal. I think it'll sound cool. This also reminds me of Tourist, if anybody's heard Tourist. I'll link it while I'm playing this.
This week. I've been asked, how do I move through this world with this knowing? This knowing through a paradigm that is designed for my destruction. I believe The knowing that I'm not supposed to be here is a daily middle finger to those notions. I refuse to put my already vulnerable people in more danger by arming my music with aimless anger, activating them without taking into account that ammunition and violence is not taboo. Anger is one stop on a train that is a range of emotions. It can be a start, but not the destination. I'm angry, but what do I need more of to exist? I need love. I was asked what love is this week, and I spoke amazed to an answer that I believe in at this moment, that love is a synonym for all things that allow you to see another tomorrow. I've been turning sorrows into sonnets, like Mos Def said on Respiration, my narrative. I rose to explain my existence, and to know that explanation isn't for anyone but myself first. The desire to heal is as strong as the will for a rose that must breathe through the concrete. It's an exercise, and I'm learning that I don't have to be the solution, but to know that I have an effect no less. Today is not performative. We're showing up for ourselves if nobody else. I love to know that all the fungi that I've consumed in my life is still actively activating through me and probably in communication still, and drawing me to my family, communicating beneath this soil of the shells that are these bodies, which is why I'm here, which is why I'm thankful that I didn't die in my sleep, alive in this dream.
That's a really good start, actually.
I've been asked about it.
I'm really into this beat. It was very ungrounded for a long time for me. The sort of the bass line doesn't sound like it fits with the arpeggio. I mean, these notes, I knew going in. I was like, doesn't work with that sort of like low bass is like not in the same key, but yeah, all it takes is just a few chords to glue it together. Little what a gnarly sound. It's even got some grit in there, you know? Still trying to suss out which chord progression I like the most, because I do want to pick one. And what I'm also realizing is that I've done so much ambiguity between the bass and the chords, or the bass and the arp that's in there, that I would rather play a very simple like major or minor chord. I don't want to do a seventh. I don't want to do, some sort of jazz thing, because there's already so much ambiguity going on in the existing material. So like the highest sound ends up being kind of the anchor there. What a nice sound. I don't know that. Whatever that is, Bach stuff. Also, while I was playing this, I noticed that the part change really fucked up the vocal, because there was no compressor on part 1's. Where did I put my compressor? Huh, did I take it off? Oops. Oh, I must have reloaded it when I reloaded that thing, trying to troubleshoot. Oops. Because honestly, this is such a powerful section that I don't know if I really enjoy going to this kind of slow thing. I feel like everything can live on one part.
I've been
Actually, that's really cool. I accidentally switched. I think what I did was there's a reverb on this one, and then there's a delay on this. So the clap that had the extra reverb is now doing this delay thing that I didn't anticipate. But it's perfect. Yeah. So cool. This is pretty cool too, just this like weird, ugly, just like tinny ass thing. Okay. We're gonna start with the vocal.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked.
Yeah, and actually I'm gonna go ahead and take this and paste it onto part 1's vocal, because I'm getting annoyed with the fact I can't figure out what's going on. Okay, cool.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked, how do I move through this world with this knowing. This
Started trumpet ensemble. I don't have a lot of brass actually.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week.
Nope, it's not gonna work.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked, how do I move through this world with this knowing? This knowing through a paradigm that is designed for my destruction. I believe the knowing that I am not supposed to be here is a daily middle finger to those notions. I refuse to put my already vulnerable people in more danger by arming my music with aimless anger, activating them without taking into account that ammunition and violence is not taboo. Anger is one stop on a train that is a range of emotions. It can be a start, but not the destination. I'm angry, but what do I need more of to exist? I need love. I was asked what love is this week, and I spoke amazed to an answer that I believe in at this moment, that love is a synonym for all things that allow you to see another tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna take this and move it down further because I want more space. This is clear now. Yeah, because what I want is I want the bass to go out at a certain point and really strip back the beat. I don't want the beat to feel like anything because it needs to turn into this. And then we'll bring back the beat afterwards. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out these trigs. Actually, we're going to take... Do we want these two? Because what it's supposed to be... It needs something to carry it over, and I think it's going to be this, actually. So we're going to bring this back. So what was I going to do? Take out the bass. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go E minor. Nope. It's gonna be F, E minor, F, G. What is it again? Honestly, it would sound better that way. Yeah. See, that I do like ending it on the E minor because it does feel like kind of painful a little bit. So let me see. F, E. Oh well, we'll feel it out. Maybe it'll change every time. Who knows? I also want to make sure that carries over from track to track because that is a really cool.
I've been. I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked, how do I move through this world with this knowing? This knowing through a paradigm that is designed for my destruction. I believe the knowing that I am not supposed to be here is a daily middle finger to those notions. I refuse to put my already vulnerable people in more danger by arming my music with aimless anger, activating them without taking into account that ammunition and violence is not taboo. Anger is one stop on a train that is a range of emotions. It can be a start, but not the destination. I'm angry, but what do I need more of to exist? I need love. I was asked what love is this week, and I spoke amazed to an answer that I believe in at this moment, that love is a synonym for all things that allow you to see another tomorrow. I've been turning sorrows into sonnets, like Mos Def said on Respiration, my narrative. I rose to explain my existence, and to know that explanation isn't for anyone but myself first. The desire to heal is as strong as the will for a rose that must breathe through the concrete. It's an exercise. And I'm learning that I don't have to be the solution, but to know that I have an effect no less. Today is not performative. We're showing up for ourselves if nobody else. I love to know that all the fungi that I've consumed in my life is still actively activating through me and probably in communication still, and drawing me to my family, communicate. I've been asked about anger a lot this week.
Oh shit.
I've been asked,
No.
how do I move through this world with...
Oh no. It was so good. Okay, I mean, I imagine like all of the timing of that lined up so well, because he goes into this bit about Mos Def and love and stuff, and it's like perfect there, and then you go back into the beat, and it just like the momentum just feels like it moved so naturally with what was happening. Wow.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked,
I guess I have to try to do that
how
again.
do I move through this world with this knowing? This knowing through a paradigm that is designed for my destruction. I believe the knowing that I am not supposed to be here is a daily middle finger to those notions. I refuse to put my already vulnerable people in more danger by arming my music with aimless anger, activating them without taking into account that ammunition and violence is not taboo. Anger is one stop on a train that is a range of emotions.
You could also start it here,
It can
but
be a start, but not the destination. I'm angry.
needs to be
But
in here.
what do I need more of to exist? I need love. I was asked what love is this week, and I spoke amazed to an answer that I believe in at this moment, that love is a synonym for all things that allow you to see another tomorrow. I've been turning sorrows into sonnets, like Mos Def said on Respiration, my narrative. I rose to explain my existence, and to know that explanation isn't for anyone but myself first. The desire to heal is as strong as the will for a rose that must breathe through the concrete. It's an exercise, and I'm learning that I don't have to be the solution, but to know that I have an effect no less. Today is not performative. We're showing up for ourselves if nobody else. I love to know that all the fungi that I've consumed in my life is still actively activating through me and probably in communication still, and drawing me to my family, communicating beneath this soil of the shells that are these bodies, which is why I'm here, which is why I'm thankful
I meant to play
that
pattern
I didn't
3.
die in my sleep, alive in this dream.
Man, I'm in love with this track right now. It's so awesome. I think that could have worked out if I had remembered that I have to skip 3, or I hit the wrong pattern because I was trying to hold these notes at the same time. But that's just going to have to be something I get used to, because that's what's going to happen. I think what yeah, because 3 and 5 are almost identical except that it doesn't have the vocal here. So I don't actually know if this is necessary. I should clear it so that I know to go backwards here. Going pattern 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back to 3. And that won't trigger the vocal.
I've been asked about anger a lot this week. I've been asked, how do I move through this world with this knowing? This knowing through a paradigm that is designed for my destruction. I believe the knowing that I am not supposed to be here is a daily middle finger to those notions. I refuse to put my already vulnerable people in more danger by arming my music with aimless anger, activating them without taking into account that ammunition and violence is not taboo. Anger is one stop on a train that is a range of emotions. It can be a start, but not the destination. I'm angry, but what do I need more of to exist? I need love. I was asked what love is this week, and I spoke amazed to an answer that I believe in at this moment.
Yeah, whoops, sorry.
That love is a synonym for all things that allow you to see another tomorrow. I've been turning sorrows into sonnets, like Mos Def said on Respiration, my narrative. I rose to explain my existence, and to know that explanation isn't for anyone but myself first. The desire to heal is as strong as the will for a rose that must breathe through the concrete. It's an exercise, and I'm learning that I don't have to be the solution, but to know that I have an effect no less. Today is not performative. We're showing up for ourselves if nobody else. I love to know that all the fungi that I've consumed in my life is still actively activating through me and probably in communication still and drawing me to my family, communicating beneath this soil of the shells that are these bodies, which is why I'm here, which is why I'm thankful that I didn't die in my sleep, alive in this dream.
Bye, Kit Kat. Yeah, so I didn't give myself enough runway to get the ending of that poem before I was also, dropping back into the more high energy section. That's because I started this late that time. But I'm just going to practice it, and then I'll get it right. It sounds awesome. Really excited. Really glad that you guys got to see that. Probably going to peace out and just rest my brain and probably watch this again just to catch that discovery. But yeah, thanks again, and thanks for watching and supporting, and I'll see you guys on Monday at 2 p.m. PST. Cheers.